Welcome to your magical moon message. This is the peace dealer, moon in Sagittarius, sun in Scorpio. I want to make a very special announcement. First and foremost, let's just clear some stuff out the bud. Never in my entire career have I ever been homophobic, transphobic. Have I ever been hateful? Have I ever pushed hate speech? Have I ever said anything hurtful? Have I ever been in any way discriminatory towards anybody? Now, that doesn't mean that things that I have said, especially as with the Gemini sun, haven't been taken offensively. That doesn't mean that certain things that I have said haven't been seen as homophobic or transphobic. Something being offensive versus something being taken as offensive, something being offensive or something being seen as offensive are two completely different things. I have given readings to lesbian couples. I have given readings to a gay man. I had a psychic reading recently with someone who was homosexual. I did not judge him because of his sexual orientation at all. I gave him a reading based on his chart. He gave me an amazing review. Okay, I have read and talked to real trans people. Okay, a lot of the views that I have against LGBTQ have come out of the mouths from actual gay and trans people, because there's a difference between real homosexual people and trans people and the agenda pushed by this organization. Okay, so I just wanted to nip that in the bud, because some people have this weird narrative that I'm in any way offensive. I'm more goofy than I am offensive. I tell more jokes than I actually go on my way to hurt people. I'm gonna say this again. A lot of the views that may be controversial that I have against cancel culture, Me Too, LGBTQ, have come out of the mouth of actual real gay people, actual real lesbian people, actual real trans people who feel like these movements pander to them and use them, but don't actually really speak on their issues. So I just want to nip that in the bud. No one's going to try and play me. You cannot cancel me. I don't depend on mainstream resources. All the people who buy readings from me and support me don't fuck with the mainstream too. If you were to cancel me, I would still get readings. I would still get business. I will still keep it moving. If you kick me off the internet, I have legs. I come from the era where rappers used to pass out mixtapes in real life. It's nothing for me to get out my house, talk to real people, go to any psychic shop, pass out business cards, and let people know I'm the real fucking deal. Okay? I don't depend on the internet. The internet is just a common technological advancement. Corporations have switched to the internet now. This is just the future. This is what people do. But please don't think I need this shit. I got a brain. I got two legs. I got a heart, arm, leg, arm, head. You know what the fuck it is. God body. Ain't nobody can stop me. And I want you to take that attitude too. Moon in Sagittarius. Don't worry about false ultimatums from people who think they're doing shit because they're so insecure and they're threatened by how confident and truthful you are. They have to play mind games to try and limit your expression. Whip out your dick or whip out your boobs, shake them all around, and let them know you're free. That's Moon in That's Sagittarius. Okay, I had to get that out the way, because witchcraft or an illusion is lying to someone about their reality due to false narratives or manipulative tactics to guilt trip people into believing your narrative. This only comes from insecure people and weak people who don't have any internal locus of control or courage, and so they're threatened by what you have. I'm carrying this narrative, or I'm picking this up because this new moon was square Saturn. So a lot of this social transformation opposite Uranus of manifesting the uniqueness of your own grounded values is clashing with this collective mainstream narrative that's going to pressure you to bow under its peer pressure. And you are not a bitch. You are not someone who is pressured to do stuff that's not authentic to you. It's different if that Saturn pressure pressures you to take accountability for something you were wrong about doing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those of you who feel peer pressure to do something you know is wrong, or to do something that's not aligned with your integrity because other people are insecure and angry about how you step into your stance or stand up for what you do. This moon transit is going to break you through into a new level of freedom as you are manifesting the understanding of, or you are manifesting the ascended understanding of how deeply you are transforming into this aspect of your greater self. It's very easy for people to make offhanded comments and ridicule a lot of your process. It's a lot different when now there's evidence of this process, and a lot of this process was unseen. Dealing with elements like Neptune Dealing with elements like Neptune and Uranus, you can't see these facets. So much of your development and progress, for the most part, was unseen. It was something only you believed in. It was something that it was easy for others to make fun of you, or at least ridicule you, talk behind your back, but then shamelessly try and enjoy the fruits of your labor now that surprisingly they've seen you've made something of what you're doing. Okay, and this is what's going to help you see the nature of these social dynamics. Everything about this transit is beautiful because with the moon in Sagittarius, you're coming into vision and you're understanding what you're seeing about what you're transforming and about what you're shifting to the next level and how your frequency is changing. You want to be very willing to, once again, not back down for what is true, because certain people are bitch made. Now, we will have the moon square Neptune and opposite Gemini. This can inspire a lot of arguments, and if you get caught up in people's unwillingness to take into context the context of the situation, because with this mutable squares, you'll have people reacting to what they feel someone is saying versus what someone is actually saying. And if you get caught up in that with no Virgo energy, you're going to be arguing in circles with people who just want to hear themselves talk because they care less about the truth and they care more about how things make them feel. They're useless idiots. And you don't want to waste your time with useless idiots, because if you argue with useless idiots, then someone else on the road will just look at both of you as fools. Like, no one's going to be like, okay, that one's smarter than the other. Just don't argue with useless idiots. Someone's a useless idiot if they're not willing to learn something new and take accountability for the fact that they may be wrong. Instead, they're just projecting at you their insecurities. You don't have to deal with that because that's going to be flared up a lot. The moon in Sagittarius with these squares is going to help you see through deception so that you can uncover the truth with Mars and Gemini and adjust the direction with which you act off on truth. And so the moon opposite Mars is going to help you understand ascended elements of your own supernatural abilities and superpowers in a way that you can practically apply in your social dealings with others as well. And the extreme intensity of the transformation of Scorpio adds this unique courage and depth of soul strength and psychological strength with which you can break through and push forward like never before. Taurus is physical strength. Aquarius is mental strength. Leo is courage through spiritual strength. Scorpio is psychological strength. So the psychic attack, the manipulative, passive aggressive tactics people do out of insecurity, control and manipulate you. Your psychological strength is removing the leverage they ever had because you're taking your power back. So the moon in Sag is helping you understand how to manifest more of this transformation by showing you where of more to take your power back. And for some of you, it's going to look like you're a lot more angrier, like you're a lot more militant, but it's not about you being angry. It's about you being more passionate. It's about you channeling more aggression and assertiveness as needed so that the fire of this can burn and transform impurities coming from you and being projected at you. This moon in Sag and the moon in Capricorn are going to be very powerful because they're going to kick into gear the pure seeds that Scorpio planted as it will break through the ground, moon in Aquarius. This is also a very special message for those of you who feel connected to certain soulmate potential, but you feel that there's an invisible barrier between you both. Look at me. Stop lying to yourself and making yourself believe that someone that doesn't see your value the way you want them to see, or isn't giving you attention the way you want them to give, in any way inconveniences you. You are lying to yourself to make yourself believe that you can miss out what's for you. Let go of your, and I'm saying this to myself as much as you, let go of your expectations. Remember that just because something doesn't work out, there are many other things that can take its form and place. And the more you're fixed on what outcome, the more you block yourself from other outcomes, even with the same situation, okay? It's going to be through transformation, transits like this that change things 180, 270, not 360, but you could see turnarounds in people who were blocked off from you that are now open to you, and vice versa. And a lot of this can happen unexpectedly. I'm not saying this for you to look forward to it. I'm letting you know that you want to study Neville Goddard, study the law of attraction. You want to spend the rest of this new moon to full moon feeling your intention as it has already manifested. Water sign transits are the best to practice this. Take the subjective nature of what you're wishing for and objectively live it through in your reality and watch your reality transform. And so the moon in Sagittarius is going to show you how perspectives clash with what you're manifesting and how to navigate through them without getting caught up in petty arguments that just leave people more confused. Once again, the square with moon in Sag to Neptune and Pisces will have people lying to you, and they won't even know it's because they lied to themselves. You'll have a lot of people very sincere about what they're saying, and yet they don't know what the fuck they're saying. People will just share facts that aren't even facts, but they will sound like facts. So make sure you research what everyone says, myself included. Even if I put out facts, I could put out facts that aren't true. Call me out. Be like, look, fact check, like this isn't true. I am not above correction. I'll just change the truth. I'll just change what I thought was the truth. It's just your boy don't miss because I actually put in work and research. So I don't, you will real rarely see that. But I'm not above correction at the same time. It is what it is. It's the opposition to Mars in Gemini and Moon in Sag that's going to make some of you motherfucking savages. Especially if you have episodes where now the square to Neptune will bring a telepathic element to this, especially with the Libra power. So if some of you are tapping in to unseen vibrations that your brain cannot process because it's not physical, and now a lot of what you're communicating is tapping into that, don't try and figure it out mentally. Just go with that flow. Feel it and just pretend you're talking to whoever. It doesn't have to make sense physically. This is more about just getting the emotion out. So if you feel like you're talking about something, don't get so caught up on who you may be talking to telepathically. Just assume you're not talking to anyone and you're delusional. It's okay to be fish-tarded, but still internally go through that motion. If you think you're having a telepathic argument with like 5 people, don't get so caught up on if you really are or not. Just focus on what is that argument like? What do you feel? What are you saying? What are you expressing? And express that fully. Don't attach to it. And don't start being schizophrenic and thinking, oh, these people are talking. Just experience it and let it go and move on. Do not attach to these experiences, especially with no Virgo energy to critically point down how real it is. Feel the feeling, feel the vibe, move forward, because you're going to be expressing vibrationally, whether it's real or not, a lot. And it's going to align your frequency and align your vibration. Cool. So we also are going to have the moon sextile Saturn. And as you are coming into this understanding of ascended vision, this is also going to align what you're seeing with the total knowledge in Aquarius of how to know what you're seeing. So this is going to be amazing. Now, the last thing I have to say is, what was the new moon? Scorpio. What was the new moon in Libra? Power. Okay? The new moon in Scorpio is charging the pure nuclear energy to transform your character as you are expressing the next level of power. And so the moon in Sagittarius is the magical push button start initiation that manifests the strength of this superpower. So this is a very special transit in that at a greater, deeper level, the wisdom you are understanding is manifesting the higher ascended vision of what these abilities look like, what your ability to harness energy looks like. And sextile the Aquarian Saturn, what knowledge you can augment what you see to move forward. So once we're in a Capricorn, we're moving forward in that direction. Moon in Sagittarius is going to give you the perception. Moon in Capricorn is going to let you know what direction to move in. Moon in Aquarius is going to break through knowledge that will prepare for the full moon in Taurus. Godspeed, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let dumb idiots waste your time. Speak the truth. Keep killing it. Peace.